It gives us great pleasure in tabling the review of the company and group's operations for the year to 30th June 2019. Review of financial results. Total's group income for the year was 32.9 million rand against 29.1 million in 2018. Revenue increased by 3.9 million due to a 6% increase in rental income as well as 27% increase in investment income. Total expenditure for the group before apportioning shareholders' returns and excluding fair value adjustments increased from 7.9 million rand in 2018 to 9.8 million rand in 2019. The increases were primarily driven by increases in municipal charges, bad debts, and a slight increase in repairs and maintenance. Rental income includes recoveries on municipal charges, and in this regard, the board has worked closely with collection agents to ensure that rising and inconsistent municipal charges have been recovered from tenants and duly taken up with municipalities. With municipalities struggling both financially and operationally, billing issues remain a concern for property owners countrywide. As the country struggles to shrug off the effects of a technical, and with all measures, our collection agents have had to carefully negotiate outstanding amounts and renegotiate leases. Although bad debts have risen, our properties are generally well let, but the board will continue to monitor this trend. The board is pleased to announce that total group returns paid to shareholders has increased by 10% from 20.4 million rand in 2018 to 22.4 million rand in 2019. For the year under review, Roshgold will pay returns of 137.35 rand per unit, whilst Roshsun will pay 112.31 rand per unit. The share price increase of 5% confirmed at last year's AGM from 2,150 to 2,250 has been well received by shareholders, as seen by the increase in the capital base and overall shareholder sentiment. Maintenance of the capital base. Roshgold's capital base increased by a net 7,596 units as the number of units in issue increased to 67,137. An analysis of the capital base reaffirms shareholder loyalty as in excess of 78% of shareholders hold over 20 or more units. Investor growth in property subsidiary Roshsun is consistent. Roshsun's capital base increased by 14%, with the share capital closing the year on 70,165 units. The cost per unit remains consistent at 1,400 rand. The investment portfolio. At year-end, property accounted for 67% of the total investment portfolio. The property portfolio is diverse in terms of tenant mix and geographical spread. Whilst our properties are mainly let and relatively well-positioned, market conditions have tightened and rentals rates have remained static. The investment portfolio is diverse across asset classes and underlying risk profiles. The capital appreciation experience on major investments confirms the group's long-term conservative outlook on capital preservation and income generation. The most notable results included the following. The investment in Al Baraka Bank through Time West Investments improved with the share price increasing from 19.80 rand to 22.30 rand per share. The Ahmed Al-Qadi share price remained consistent at 14 rand at year-end. There was no impairment in the investment. The board would like to thank the A4 Town Planning Advisory Team for their sterling work on the Sanders project. After numerous appeals, the City of Joburg has finally approved the rezoning of the property to residential 3. This will allow the development of a 3-story building with up to 33 units and an opportunity to truly unlock the potential of this investment. Despite a flat economy, South Africa's fast food franchise sector has shown strong growth in revenue over the past couple of years. The franchising sector as a whole contributed an estimated 15% to GDP for 2018. The board has been considering entering this market for a few years as a means of diversification to the portfolio, and in an effort to provide value to its shareholders, an opportunity to invest in a franchise group with successful stores has been presented to the board, which the board is seriously considering. metals and minerals. Whilst local equities have been adversely affected by a range of factors including the recession, the global slump in economic trade, and stagnant commodity prices, the board is pleased to announce our listed market performance has shown resilience with Rosh Metal shares, starting the year at 1,000 Rand and 20 cents per unit and ending on 1,440 per unit. Dividend income earned for the year total 730,000 Rand, whilst benefit income from surplus cash total 213,000 Rand. A tax-free dividend of 350,000 Rand will be distributed to shareholders in respect of the 2019 financial year. Roshgold marketing. Roshgold marketing initiatives continue to target the development and extension of the group's brand and its contribution to social investment projects. This year, the focus was on women's empowerment, and Roshgold contributed to 2 events: the South African National Women's Forum Sisters and Youth Empowerment Conference and the Val Muslim Women's Forum Pots and Pallets event. Now in its 3rd year running, the Roshgold Young Business Achievers Awards has become a major event for young business people across the country, with previous winners going on to participate in other major events. Roshgold hopes to promote new opportunities to a growing segment of our community. The 2019 awards will take place on the 25th January 2020. Roshgold would like to thank Al Baraka Bank, Awqaf, and other sponsors and volunteers for their continuous support to this exceptional initiative. Approval of annual financial statements. The annual financial statements and group annual financial statements presented on pages 9 to 26 were approved by the Board of Directors on 15 October 2019. That concludes the review of operations. Jazakallah. To call for the adoption of review, we call on Naeem Saleh.
Oh God, this thing here is so like close. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning to everyone here. These are the resolutions to be passed at this 35th Annual General Meeting. At this point, the Board would like to table the following resolutions. Ordinary Resolution number 1, adoption of financial statements. We would like to call for the adoption of the audited annual financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2019. Proposed for adoption? Mr. Harun Pochi, seconded by Mr. Ahmed Lambat. Ordinary Resolution number 2, appointment of external auditors. We would like to call for the appointment of external auditors for the year ending 30th June 2020. Audit Associates Company of Faisal Isop. Proposed for adoption. Mr. Ibrahim Suji, and seconded by Mr. Leonard Ross. Ordinary Resolution number 3, re-election of directors. We would like to call for the re-election of the existing directors who, in terms of the Memorandum of Incorporation, are eligible for appointment to the board and who offer themselves for re-election as per Section 68 of 2 of the Companies Act for a further term of office. Mr. Harun Pochi, Mr. Yunus Pochi, Mr. Ibrahim Suji, Mr. Syed Isub Dokrat, Mr. Ahmed Lambat, Mr. Leonard Ross, and Mr. Samad Kattu. Proposed for adoption? Mr. Ahmed Musa, seconded by Mr. Riaz Saluji. Ordinary Resolution number 4, control over unissued shares. We would like to call for the adoption of the approval of general authority to place unissued shares under the control of the Board of Directors. Proposed for adoption? Mr. Syed Dokrat, seconded by Mr. Harun Motara. Ordinary Resolution number 5, appointment of Audit Committee. We would like to call for the adoption for the appointment of the Audit Committee in terms of Section 94 of the Companies Act and appointment of the following directors to the post: Mr. Fahim Bahadur, Mr. Yunus Pochi. Proposed for adoption? Mr. Harun Pochi, and seconded by Mr. Yusuf Dokrat. Special Resolution number 1, intercompany financial assistance, that the provision of any financial assistance by the company subject to the provision of the Companies Act 2008 to any company or corporation which is related or related to the company as defined in the Companies Act, and on terms and conditions the directors of the company may determine be approved. Proposed for adoption. Mr. Riyaz Saluji, and seconded by Mr. Yunus. Jazakallah, ladies and gentlemen, and that concludes the resolutions to be passed at this 35th Annual General Meeting. Thank you very much.